There have been some alarming trends when it comes to mobile gaming. However, it may just be our own fault. Let's get right into it. Welcome back to the most infrequent podcast on YouTube, the Minty Mobile Games Podcast. I appreciate you guys clicking on this video. Trust me, you guys are going to want to stick around because I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below about everything I talk about. Now, if you're new here, I usually talk about mobile games that I'm currently playing or looking forward to, as well as what I'm playing on other platforms such as my Steam Deck, my PS5, or I also just talk about gaming in general, the scene, what I'm looking forward to there, and my thoughts on YouTube and content creation. So it's a little bit about everything, honestly, and it's a chance for me to get to know you guys kind of one-on-one, let you guys see a little bit more of my personality in comparison to other videos. And you guys are, this podcast definitely has a very loyal following. So I appreciate you guys listening, especially those of you who listen to the end. It always blows me away. The analytics for these episodes, yes, they don't do as well on average compared to the rest of my content, but man, you guys kill it on watch time. So I appreciate you guys. I'm going to keep on making them as long as you guys are enjoying them. Now, let's get right into it. So what have I been playing on mobile? Right now, I'm still playing Moko. I have slowed down a little bit. The game is getting a tiny bit repetitive, but almost in a weirdly good way where I don't feel as rushed to grind to level 30. I still haven't hit 30. You guys have probably hit 30 at this point. But it's more of a game that I'll bust out when I'm feeling like sorry about the dogs, by the way. When I'm not feeling like being stressed, if I want to play something relaxing, or if I have just a random chunk of time where I don't know what else to do, Moko's filling that spot pretty dang well. And it's exciting seeing what they add to the game, how these events unfold, just seeing how the game is going to grow. So I've still been playing that. And I know some of you guys enjoy that too, and I have been creating Moko content. I've just slowed down with the Moko content a little bit because now I'm falling behind the people who would be watching it. So I used to be ahead, now I'm a little bit behind. So that's why you guys have not seen any more Moko content in a little bit. But you will in the future for sure. Now, I am debating on whether or not to play through Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown again. Now, they just dropped this on mobile. This is the last game I was expecting to see on mobile. Honestly, if I saw it coming to mobile way back in the past, I would not have bought it and played through it on my Steam Deck. Now, this is a phenomenal Metroidvania, probably one of my favorites of all time, and I'm very picky with that genre specifically. If you guys have never played a Prince of Persia game, this is pretty much as good as it gets, in my opinion, even though it's very unlike all of the past Prince of Persias. This is just an amazing game, and so far, the feedback for the port has been pretty good, and I'm going to cover that in one of my videos before this one, so you guys will have already seen that it released on mobile and stuff. But I just wanted to put that here, that it does seem like it's a decent port, and if you guys have not played it, and it looks even remotely interesting to you, you guys need to go check it out. I am a huge Prince of Persia fan. I actually have a poster right over here on the wall. You can't really see it, but it's of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. I just love Prince of Persia. One of my favorite series of games, and they disbanded the team that made this game despite it being incredible. So kind of a bummer, kind of a bad note to end on. What's another thing? Honestly, Clash Royale, this is going to be a basic list of gaming. I am not very unique with my gaming right now. I've been playing some Clash Royale, getting back into it after probably the worst update the game has ever seen, ironically, where they removed chests out of the game, reduced the rewards that you get, but they also increase the amount of rewards you get immediately, if that makes sense. So instead of getting chests and then waiting for timers to unlock, now you get these things called lucky drops, which are basically just a random chance, and they have star values. So you click it, and then the higher the star value, the better the reward you're going to get, and those rewards vary. But what's really refreshing from like a player returning Clash Royale and not someone who left, it encourages you to play for a longer streak of time, and then once all of your rewards are earned, then you don't feel like you need to play it anymore. And if you do play it anymore, it's like an event or just for the sake of it being fun, if that makes sense. And I like that a lot more because I used to play like a round or two, and as soon as my chest slots were full, I stopped playing, and I would wait until I open up another chest, maybe play, get another chest in there. And I feel like Clash Royale saw the writing on the wall. That's probably what a majority of free-to-play players were doing, where they were just playing, the chest slots were full, and they're just constantly waiting for these chests to open. I know OG players, it's like a nostalgic thing for them, but from an outside perspective, I think this may be a hot take, but I do see why they implemented this. It feels better to play and get my rewards instantly, and since I'm returning, I don't really feel the rewards lessened, if that makes sense. Now, I do think it's messed up that they removed a lot of rewards that players were originally getting. They should have just one for one changed it over to this formula. So it is greedy at the end of the day. I'm never spending money on Clash Royale. I never spend money on games that you can incrementally increase to your power level. I just think it's pointless, especially when the cards you get and things are like completely random in most cases. So I just figured I'd share my unique perspective of Clash Royale and the state of it. So if you guys haven't returned to it in a long time, go check it out. I was actually surprised with how much has changed, and it's probably got more pay to win over time. But man, I wish there was like a version of this that wasn't pay to win, because it really does feel like modern chess. Like Clash Royale will always have a special place in my heart, especially for the first year of the game. The first year of the game, it was just like absolutely paving the way for mobile gaming, and it was just so unique. Games I'm looking forward to, honestly, there's nothing, I don't know what to expect on the horizon. I'm honestly just looking forward to more mobile ports. As usual, we are seeing a trend, and I've been mentioning this on the podcast for quite some time, and you guys are going to hear a little bit more of my thoughts on this, that indie developers are really seeing the value, apparently, in porting their games to mobile. We've seen so many indie game ports now. It's almost like expected at this point, which I never thought we'd get to this point this fast. So I'm looking forward to any and all mobile ports that can come to mobile. However, unfortunately, I feel like some of these mobile ports are half-assed. Let's be real. I feel like there's a lot more accommodations when it comes to controls or settings that they could implement in order to make it a solid mobile port. Now, I feel like they know they can kind of get away with it since mobile ports aren't they're pretty new, honestly. Let's get real. So we're just grateful to have them at this point, but I feel like this cannot continue to slide where a port has really small text and they just like transfer it one-to-one and change minimal things about it. You can't really do that with a lot of these games that are coming. You need to offer variations. You can offer different control options, customizable controls, controller support, cloud saves. Like, we need these quality of life improvements with these ports if this is going to be a trend. Now, here's my main worry with this on this topic. We can get all the mobile ports we want, but I feel like mobile gaming as a niche and the people who play mobile games are not as open to spending $10 plus on a mobile game, not even $5 nowadays. It has changed a lot. Yes, there's a vocal minority of us on spaces like Reddit and stuff that prefer premium games over anything else. But any generation, any of the younger generation, they are not paying $10 plus for a mobile game. They just think it's outrageous. And that's not necessarily a diss, it's just interesting to me. I don't know why that is, because you'd spend $5 on a Starbucks drink. Probably more nowadays. Everything's expensive. But $10, like Crashlands 2, I checked that out. Check out my previous video. I'm dropping games that I covered in previous videos. Crashlands 2 just released on mobile. Now, albeit the first one was made for mobile, and then there was like, they make their games simultaneously for all platforms. So it's always a safe bet with them, in my opinion, with Butterscotch Shenanigans. But that game just dropped. It's $10, cheaper than any other platform, but I still see some people resistant to playing that game on mobile. They just think paying anything for a game on mobile is ridiculous. And I'm sorry to say, I really do see the writing on the wall. I think that's going to continue to trend. Unless there's like some absolute awakening when it comes to mobile gaming and gaming as a whole, where like an ET moment. Check that out. If you guys haven't watched documentaries or educated yourself about the gaming crash back when ET released on their original Nintendo, you guys, or was it Atari? Maybe I need to check it out again. I'm totally brain farting right now. But it would take something of that magnitude and like a rebirth of gaming for people to change their thought process when it comes to the pricing of mobile games. So it's just mobile gaming is such a different beast compared to other platforms, but a beast that makes more money than any other platform. And it's because of those predatory monetization practices that people just don't see. They're like, well, the game is free. I get to play it. I can pay if I want to. But on average, those are making more money than premium games. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all of it. Did any of that make sense? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below as I've been talking about that. It just makes me worried. Because yes, we're going to continue to get these indie mobile gaming ports. It must be successful to some degree, but are they going to keep doing it? Or are they actually going to put in the effort to make a good mobile port, knowing that only the vocal minority is going to buy it? So that's kind of my worries. So those are the games I'm looking forward to on mobile. Now, what am I playing on other platforms? Lots of indie games as usual. I've been playing Rogue Loops. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's a dash and slash roguelike is what I like to call them. Dashy slashy roguelike. Kind of in the vein of Hades, but it feels a little bit more methodical than Hades. It's not as move spammy. Your character has some weight to what they do. I actually prefer the movement and stuff in Rogue Loops compared to Hades. I know that's maybe a hot take, but it's a very interesting game. So it takes the dashy slashy mechanics and continuous progression of Hades, but you have a circular arena, so to speak, that's divided in half. And when you cross over into one half, you get 2 choices each time. And each choice is divided into 2 with 1 positive and 1 negative attribute. And you get to choose one of those choices. And no matter what you choose, you get that positive aspect, but you also get that negative aspect. And so you fight, you kill all the enemies on that half of the arena, then you cross over into the other half, and the other half has its own set of positives and negatives. So the positive follows you wherever you go, it doesn't matter. But the negatives stay in that half. So you're stacking all these negative attributes. Maybe it's a boss enemy spawns on that half every time you enter it. Maybe mini clones will pop out of enemies that you defeat. Maybe defeating enemies make the enemies nearby them within a certain radius more powerful. Just wacky stuff like that. Now there's various characters. There's currently 4 characters in the game. You're a family that are trying to escape in a nutshell. And each family member has their own unique ability that you can utilize at any time outside of all the abilities that you can collect during a run. And there's also new abilities that you can unlock through continuous progression for those characters. So there's a lot of replay value. There's not much of an emphasis on story at all. It's basically Hades without the story and this super interesting loop mechanic. And its simplicity is refreshing. It's very simple to understand, but the complexity is in those choices of what negatives am I going to get when I choose this positive aspect. So you're like weighing these decisions, and they always present them in unique combinations too. So if you haven't checked out Rogue Loops, it's a 1.0 release. It didn't release in early access. I'm so sick of early access games. Holy crap, I'm so sick of it. Just release a full game. It was very refreshing just to play a fully done game. And Rogue Loops has hit the spot for me. I'm also playing Mouthwashing. Now, you guys know me. I like Firewatch. There's Firewatch right there. One of, if not, I think it's slowly become my favorite game of all time. This is kind of a walking simulator of sorts, similar to Firewatch. So Mouthwashing is basically about a cargo. This is far in the future, and you work for this cargo company that's basically on its last leg, like it's kind of going out of business. You're transporting cargo, and then problems happen while you're transporting it, and you're kind of stranded on the ship. And it's basically what happens with you and the crew as that's going on. I don't want to ruin anything because the story is truly what makes this game special. Now, I'm about an hour and a half in. It's not voice acted like Firewatch. Everything is text based. Has a very unique art style, kind of like almost a PS2 art style with way better lighting mechanics. Way creepier than Firewatch, honestly. Firewatch was tense. This one is like creepy and kind of disturbing in points, but not like rated R disturbing. Like it's just like disturbing. I'm really intrigued. I'm excited to see what happens next. I think this is going to be another game that I really enjoy. And if you guys like Firewatch, maybe check out Mouthwashing. Really enjoying that one too. Those are the two main ones that I've been playing on my Steam Deck. I'm always playing new indie games, so feel free to reach out to me in the comments if you guys want more suggestions. But those are the two main ones for me currently. Another game I'm looking forward to on other platforms, Fragpunk releases at the end of April. I don't know when this will be released on the channel, but Fragpunk looks really interesting to me as a console peasant. I play a lot of multiplayer shooters. It's my favorite genre of gaming, period, is multiplayer shooters, or just multiplayer competitive games in general. I think it looks unique. The game's definitely underperforming on PC, but we don't have a lot of tac shooters on console. We have like Valorant, but it doesn't really play as well as it does on mouse and key with the controller. And I feel like Fragpunk will feel way better on a controller because of its more emphasis on movement and aiming down sight and stuff. And I really love its aesthetics. Like Fragpunk, the character designs are a little bit more anime generic, like manga generic, but everything surrounding them, it's just such a unique art style. I think it has a lot of potential for console audiences specifically. So that releases on April 29th. I'm really looking forward to it. Marathon just released a bunch of cinematic trailers, gameplay trailers, content creators posting about their time with the game. They got like 2 full days with it. Marathon is a new game from Bungie, who created Halo, Destiny 1, Destiny 2. I have a lot of mixed feelings about what I've seen so far when it comes to its gameplay, but its art style and everything's immaculate. On my second channel, if you guys didn't know, I have a whole second channel here. A lot less consistent than this channel here, but I have a channel called Mint City Plays where I upload like Apex Legends, the finals, basically anything else that I'm playing outside of mobile, I'm uploading there to some degree. And I'm going to post a video all about that. So if you guys want to hear more thoughts about Marathon, go check that out. It's like an 11-minute spiel. I feel like I can offer a unique perspective as a console peasant, as I mentioned before with Marathon, but I am still excited for it. I think it does look fun. Now, is it going to be fun for a long term? I don't know. But I am looking forward to Marathon. I've never really played a lot of extraction shooters before, if that's what it is. It looks like a more accessible extraction shooter with like Apex elements sprinkled in it. You guys know me, I'm just a freaking sucker for Apex Legends, and the game's not been as good lately. I've kind of fallen off with it a little bit still, but it's still fun with the boys, so I'm excited to have a potential replacement for it. We'll see. We'll see. I think it has potential on console like Fragpunk does. Content creation. Now we're on to content creation. How am I feeling right now? I've been experimenting more. You guys have seen that with the recent content. I've been making like Moco content and stuff, and I understand that that's not what some of you guys have subscribed for, and I know that you kind of maybe overlook those videos and don't click on them, and that's okay. But I've been enjoying kind of mixing it up, putting my face on the camera a bit more, making this more of a personal thing, using my personality more, because I feel like the more personality you show as a creator, the more people are willing to stick with you long term with your content. Like, your content can be good and you can gain a following from that, but it's like the cherry on top if you guys get to see more of me, more of my thoughts, inserting my personality. And I feel like I've practiced that with this newer Moco content, and who knows, maybe I'm gonna try more Let's Plays and just play mobile games with me on the screen. I don't know. I've done a little bit of everything here, and I'm still trying to experiment what would work the most to allow my creative juices to flow, if that makes sense. Because I do still enjoy making these, like, hey, here's these sweet games you should check out. But it's like a one thing. It's like my one shtick, you know? And I've always had a variety, like this podcast right here. I really enjoy doing the podcast. But I know that if I only did podcast episodes, then you guys who were subscribed for the list content wouldn't be as into it, you know? And you don't have to be. Does that make sense? I don't blame you. I've subscribed to channels before that have completely 180 their content. I'm like, dude, this isn't what I subscribed to you for. I can go watch someone else for this. What are you talking about? And then I unsubscribe. I understand that. So I'm trying to find this balance where I know I can't please everybody, but I'd want to maintain a healthy mixture of variety. Does that make sense? I feel like variety leads to long-term motivation and long-term success. If you just stick to one thing and one thing only, you can seek success. You can get temporary success, but you're going to have to figure something out Like, you see it with people who adhere their entire livelihoods on, like, Clash Royale. Clash Royale has been in the crap hole lately, and you see all these Clash Royale YouTubers not panicking, but kind of panicking. They're like, holy crap, my entire channel is based off of this game. Will they follow me to another? And I never want to see myself in that position. I don't want that success. I don't want that type of success that adheres. My fate is on the success of a game. I like variety. I want to be like someone who plays variety games, like who can just post whatever they think about whatever they want, and the only niche they have to adhere to is gaming. And I want to be that, but for mobile gaming. Does that make sense? So that's just some of my thoughts right now as a mobile gaming variety content creator, a variety mobile games content creator. Very, very strange niche to be in. Still trying to figure it out, and I feel like the content's getting better and better. The analytics are fantastic currently. Those experimentations with Moco paid off. I had some big videos, at least for this channel, pop off for it, and you guys seem interested in it to some degree, or it's bringing in new people into the fold, into the city, some new citizens of Mint City. So I just appreciate you guys, especially those of you who enjoy the podcast. You're obviously open to new stuff from me or variety stuff from me, and I really appreciate that. I'd rather have a very small core viewer base that just enjoys whatever I put out than have a large viewer base that's super divided on what they want to see from me. So in short, I'm just very grateful for the subscribers I currently have. I really like where the channel's at right now. I really like the direction I'm taking it in. I still need to get back on shorts. That didn't really pan out. I just hate shorts content. It just kills your creativity. It's just so straightforward. At least what I've tried so far. Maybe there's a shorts type of content that I can kind of branch off in and try. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I mean, it's 20 plus minutes, so I mean, it's at least a decent length. Hopefully you guys were doing something, multitasking in the background. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.